Hi guys, it's me, Mama Kaz, here in the kitchen again. I'm just going to do a really quick video today just to show you how I freeze my soups. Obviously batch cooking can take up quite a lot of room in the freezer, so I'm just going to show you how I freeze mine to maximise the space and keep lots of good food in the freezer. Okay guys, it's nice and simple. Just take a freezer bag, labelled and dated. Stand it up in a jug just to stop it flopping about while you're adding the soup. Pop the soup in the bag. I find that about 2 ladles full is a good lunchtime portion for me. So once that's done, just sip it up, pop it to the side, and I'm going to do that with the rest of the jug. Don't worry, I didn't waste what was left in that jug. I did eat that myself with a spoon, straight out the jug. Classy as always. So what I'm doing now is just unzip the bags again, squeeze all the air out to make sure they're nice and flat, and they're going to take up the least amount of space in the freezer. You see there, I'm just squeezing all the air out. And then they're ready to freeze. So it gets nice and simple. It may seem like the most simple thing in the world, but the one thing I've come to learn recently is that just because something seems simple and obvious to you doesn't mean that it's simple and obvious to everyone else. Everyone's brains are wired differently, and if somebody doesn't spend a lot of time cooking or, you know, preparing food, excuse me, then they're not necessarily going to think this way. So now I know a lot of you will be wondering, why am I using plastic bags? You know, I go on about trying to be plastic free and save the environment. Now, for the most part, I do save jars and tubs, takeaway containers or margarine tubs, jars from sauces, anything like that I save and I use. But when you're batch cooking and you're putting a lot in the freezer at once, jars and tubs take up a lot of space and they're not always practical. Now, I'm lucky enough to have a second freezer. I've got a chest freezer, so it's not so much of an issue. But if you've just got your one family freezer and you're trying to store food, big old bulky tubs are a bit of a problem. So I use the bags, but what I do is when I've emptied them, when I've used the food inside, I will turn them inside out, I wash them, and then I reuse them. And you can get loads of uses out of them that way, and it just reduces the waste rather than throwing them away and buying a new one each time. As you can see, what I do then is I just lay them flat in the freezer. So I've got 5 portions there. This is the carrot and ginger soup that I made yesterday. I've already eaten 1 portion of this, so that recipe that I made yesterday will make 6 portions, 6 decent sized portions, especially if you're having bread or something with it. You don't need a huge amount. Under here we've got sweet potato and red pepper. I've got some leek and potato here, and this is all the mashed potato that I made last week and I froze. There we go. You can see we've got a lot of lunches in there. This is my vegetable scraps for making vegetable stock. But you see what I mean? You can store them flat and they don't take up a lot of room at all. So that was it really, guys. No, nothing mind-blowing, nothing crazy. Just a nice quick simple tip just to help you out with storing food. And it's not just soup, you can store things like bolognese, you know, sauces, anything like that. Mashed potato, store it flat, and then it takes up less space in the freezer. And don't forget to wash and reuse those bags to reduce your waste. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you soon. Stay cool, stay kind, stay hydrated. Bye guys.